The opening day of the 2021 World Para-Athletics European Championships were at the Savista Stadium in Bydgoszcz, home of numerous major athletics championships over the past 30 years. But for the first time, a major championship in para-athletics. A very good evening from Will Downing. It was a very good morning for Poland as they picked up 3 gold medals. Weather-wise, not so good, but brighter today, not as wild, and maybe, just maybe, not as much rain. It's a very busy evening session. 18 titles to be decided, 10 on the track, 8 in the field. We're starting with 4 field finals. Women's discus, men's long jump, men's shot put, women's shot put across various categories. And then we wrap up just around 8 o'clock Central European time with the women's 1500 meters T13. Ireland's Greta Stray-Mikita is the defending champion in that. Lots of pinging going on, but luckily it's just the warm-up and not competition. So a very good evening from Will Downing, and good evening to Torsten Tollett.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to our coverage on day 1 of 5. Already seen championship and European records earlier in the day with those 11 medals given out, as Will mentioned, 18 this evening. So a busy first day, plenty of field action for the first half an hour of this evening session. They'll get underway very shortly with the women's discus throw F38. 5 competitors taking part. Also getting off around the same time will be a man called Marcus Ream. You may have heard of him in the long jump. He'll be in the T64 category along with 7 others. So don't go anywhere. Promises to be some very good throwing and some very good jumping in the opening half an hour or so of this Tuesday evening in Bydgoszcz. The weather's certainly improved in the morning session. It got quite horrendous towards the end of it. Very difficult for the athletes on the track. Very, very difficult for those who were throwing discus or shot put as well. Hard to get a grip on those implements. As we look ahead to the discus throw F38, Eva Deskina of the Czech Republic. And Lithuania's Adamatini. Loads of experience. Actually, Yasinska has been around since Sydney 2000. That's experience. Natalia Yasinska. We have no spectators in for this one. She would have got a very, very... Great Britain's Emily Stewart, only 22-year-old from Gateshead. Her first major championship with a smile on her face. And also, Garda's daughter of Iceland, making up the numbers. So 5 to go in this one. And if it all goes as we've been seeing in the previous session of the day, hopefully we might see some personal bests, season bests, and you'd never know. Sometimes you might even see a record or 2. So it's Emily Stewart of Great Britain who's out getting herself sorted. Young lady who's very much looking forward to this. And why wouldn't you? Regardless of whether the spectators here or not, we've learned to live with it over the past 18 months, haven't we? Regardless, it's the major championships, and they don't come around too often, and last year it was delayed until this year, so some were thankful for it, some weren't. Life goes on, and we're still here.
Yeah, the action continuing, and the infield four finals starting very, very quickly. The men's long jump T64, and there are some absolute greats in this. For Italy, the 22-year-old Marco Kikechi. For Greece, Stylianos Malakopoulos. For Italy, Urban Vicio. 561 is lifetime best set this year. For France, Dimitri Pavard. France and Italy with multiple finalists in this decider. Greece too, Anastasios Kournis has gone out to 6:53 this year for a lifetime best at the age of 42. And we've seen Roberto De La Barbera medal many times on the track and in the field. Jean-Baptiste Delays as well for France. Third longest jumper in the field, but nobody as long as Marcus Rame, defending champion in everything. 8:48 is his world record, set in Berlin at the last European Championships 3 years ago. And you might say it's his to lose. And Kikechi has the honour of going first in this final. He's had a really good year. Hasn't quite hit his lifetime best and hasn't hit the board, but at least he'll get a white flag with it. He's quite conservative in the takeoff. And that will set the early marker. The fourth placer in the last European long jump in Berlin, where records were broken and history was made. Well, decent crowd to the weekend when Rame was competing. And that is 6:63. Wind has picked up a little bit. It's at their backs, which will help the distance a little bit. And it's Malakopoulos next. 7 meters, his lifetime best set this year. The 24-year-old. Well, if he gets close to his lifetime best, he probably won't be very far away from a medal. Has to get the takeoff right, he didn't. Oh, that's nasty. And that prosthetic has either bent or worse.
It's snapped.
Yeah, it is worse. That's extraordinary. What an extraordinary start to the competition for it. He just went full tilt, very strongly,
you can just see
and
it.
maybe too much so.
You can just see it
Half
right
it's
there
in
on
the
the
sand.
screen.
Yeah,
yep,
half
it
it's in
is
the sand.
indeed.
That's incredible. And that's a problem as well, because
It is.
for the basic thing, he's not going to be able to walk in that for the time being. So they need to find a way of replacing it. Hope he brought a spare. Now look at this. Just on the landing, it goes crack. I've never seen that before. He certainly seemed to pull out of the landing a little bit. The landing was around 4 meters. Not that that really matters. It's a red flag anyway. And a red flag for the prosthetic. That's heading back to the repair shop. But honestly, we've been doing this a while. I can never recall seeing anyone's prosthetic going like that.
Especially as well, seeing that it was on the sand. It just stuck and snapped. So that's unfortunate.
It's a good proper championship venue, as we say. It's held World Juniors. It held recent European Team Championships. I think it was the one 2 years ago. Chorsov had the one that ended Sunday. As we go to the discus.
Yes, the women's discus throw, the F38. That's Martina, the Lithuanian who's out there. Well, certainly a mark there. Lifetime best of 26.05, a season best of 23.05. Years of age, Martina. She won in 2011 at the World Championships in Christchurch, the F38 long jump. So we still wait for the mark on this though in the F38 final for discus. In 2015 and 16 she was named in the best 10 Lithuanian para-athletes as we head back Dimitri Favard at the long jump.
Well, they've had a little while to sort out the previous situation with Malakopoulos. Vico has gone out to just shy of 6 meters, so it's Italy 1 and 2 at the moment. Favard with the chance to break that up or to overtake. And again, the run-up just isn't right. Conditions have been heavy. Don't know if the run-ups are having to be adapted because of that. But that's another no mark against the name of Pavard this time. Silver in Dubai 2 years ago. And what ended up actually being a really decently attended World Championships, that main stand, well, there were fans in front of us and fans behind. Maybe it was because of our position right in the middle, but it felt really, really attended there, in the main stand at least. As we have alluded to, no spectators allowed it in here this week.
That's true. Hopefully it won't bother this lady, the home favourite in this competition, Natalia Yasinska. For her first throw. Thought there might be a bit of an issue with the system with the previous throws. "15 years now in the sport, this lady, Yasinska. She won bronze in the long jump in Berlin. She also competed in the 200 and 400 metres. First time in the discus throw at a major championships. lifetime best of 22:14. Emily Stewart of Great Britain. I said a moment or two ago she was very much looking forward to this. One of a large British contingent. Gateshead in the northeast. That's nicely up there. 24:67 her lifetime and season best set this year. School sports teacher. Saw a bit of talent in her. Thought it might be an idea to take up the sport. Always good to have a good teacher. So the marks are obviously being given. We just haven't had them transferred onto the actual system yet, so stick with us. As Garda's daughter of Iceland steps up for her first throw. So everyone will have gone through once. So a mark there for the Icelandic athlete. Her first major championships as well. There's been plenty of both male and female competitors, their first major championships already in this opening day. Always good to see. Yasinska. She's medalled across javelin and discus over the years since the Sydney 2000 Paralympics. And you suspect, with her lifetime best being over 30 metres, the only of these 5 athletes who's managed to do that, that she'll be the one to really keep an eye on as far as the gold medal position is concerned. Martina up for her second. Her partner Meters T13. He's also a para-athlete for Poland. So it runs in the family there. He was a silver medalist in Berlin 3 years ago. Yasinska doing her best to try and match it. Stewart up for her second. The lady who's competed in para swimming, and also Boccia up in Gateshead for the Kestrels. Just inside the vector there, a few centimetres, and that would have been a foul throw. Whizzing through this competition. On to Bydgoszcz in a moment or two's time. That'll be the end of the second throw for each of the 5 athletes. Interesting one for you, Will, that the European record for this was thrown by a British athlete, was Beverly Jones in Dublin 10 years ago. I've no doubt you were probably there. So Bydgoszcz to complete the second round of throws, which she successfully does. Statinska comes back for her third. Bit of a groan there when she threw that. I don't think she was very happy.
And as Eva Statinska, and under her maiden name as well, she's won a huge amount of titles in all of the throwing events throughout her career. As we join Marcus Rame in the long jump in the T64, as he looks for yet another monster leap, and he has produced it. That's the lead surely for Marcus Rame. I don't think there's any surely about it. He is well clear. That world record of 8:48 last time, he's gone out to 8 meters 19 here. Throw just edge of the penalty area this time, which is our only way of working out who's leading for Ramona and Matiene. Yellow really is the vogue colour for Lithuania these days.
I like it. I like yellow. Well, I don't think I've ever seen a complete competition thrown in any field event where we get to the end where we haven't seen an actual distance which has been thrown. But at the moment, we're heading that way. Yasinska moves back into the circle. Foul throw, so no need for marking that one. I think that might be the first one we've had. Now, I did say to you before that I think Statinska is leading, but I don't think she's been at the top of her game, as Yasinska gets a bit of help off her coach.
As we go back to the men's shot put, the F55 and Sokolsky, all these 6 throws coming at once. Back in the competition for Russia, he's our leader with 10.79. He's the first to throw, and that, by the way, a championship record as well, that 10.79. breaking the old mark of Drzenko Mitrovic, he being an F54, by the way. That was set in Swansea 7 years ago. Past the halfway point in the competition. So there are 4 events on right now. I should tell you, if you've been following the discus very closely, the live scoring is working on the other 3 events. We can't ascertain why it's not for the discus, but you haven't any results on the discus. We've a commentary information system, and it hasn't come up on that. But Sokolski with another championship record, 10.85. Well, he's setting a good standard here. All of them in the competition are solid 10-meter throwers, and Rushdie of Bulgaria is definitely the one to watch. It is his world record mark for the F55 that's made out in yellow there. Another championship record. At F54, he goes to 11 meters, and that's the 3rd time he's broken the record today. And all with successive throws. Well, as the numbering goes up, the stronger the athlete is, the less restrictive the attributes are. That's another belter. That's heading closer to Rushdie's F55 one goal. The European record at F54 is 11.11. It is his. Set November at the last World Championships in Dubai. Has he gone past it? It's close to 11 meters, but not quite past it. 10.93, so 11 meters is his best of the day, and he sets the early standard.
Women's shot put, F20. Still in the first round, Antonina Baranova of Russia. But that is a red flag, so 11 taking part. Baranova, the throw of the opening round. Inês Fernandes of Portugal. With her opener. Lifetime best of 12.35 for the Portuguese, which put plenty into it.
Oh, yes, I know.
Bydgoszcz of Poland has the world and European record set in Grosseto in Italy back at the European Championships in 2016. So 9.78 for Fernandes puts her up into 8th position. Ruben Korkmaz of Turkey, the 6th in this event, 2018 and 2018, the past 2 Europeans. So it has a bit of work, but that work certainly looks like it's looking pretty good. 6th both times in the past. She's in 3rd position at the moment, 12.44 with her first throw. That 14.10 mark you can see out there, she's done very well. Well, she's improved by a centimetre, 12.45. Her season best, her lifetime best set this year, 12.89, so still a bit of improvement. Kegevenaki. 2 Greek athletes her first throw was a season best, 12.24. Great to watch as well. 4 to go. No Sammy Kinghorn, who's the European and Championship record holder. But we do have 4 talented athletes taking part. Hamid Dongingan of Turkey, who was gold in this, the Paralympics back in 2016. Catherine de Bruyne of Switzerland. All the way across the 800 metres for de Bruyne. Asset of Turkey. Best of bronze back in 2016 in Rio at the Paralympics. And Dămărescu of Romania, who will go from lane 6, the 45-year-old who made a senior international debut at the 2019 World Championships in Dubai.
On your marks.
So Dongingan in 3, de Bruyne in 4, Asset in 5, and Dămărescu goes in 6.
Set.
And they get away, and getting away quickest of all was Catherine de Bruyne of Switzerland. She's made a remarkable start, and it's gone out by a couple of lengths already on the inside of her. It's Hamid Dongingan of Turkey, and it looks like de Bruyne is going to race away literally with this one. Let's just have a look at the time. 17:26, coming home in second, Dongingan, and in third place it is Zeynep Asset, and coming home across the line. In the next couple of seconds, it will be Dămărescu of Romania, the 45-year-old. So Catherine de Bruyne of Switzerland has picked up the gold medal in a time of 17:26. Didn't double the championship record or anything of the like, but she got away to a very quick way from the start line there, did de Bruyne. Gold over 400 meters at the World Championships back in 2019. More of a favourable distance for her, but this one, she's picked up the 100 metres European Championship medal in the T53 category. In just number 4 helmet, she just blasted away off the line really quickly and got out to a length lead straight away and just continued to power on. That power she has over the longer distances, holding her in good stead there. And in the end, she won by about 5 or 6 lengths from Dongingan of Turkey and Zeynep Asset, also of Turkey. So a Turkish 2 and 3. Can't be a Turkish delight because they didn't win. Give that lady a Toblerone instead. Swiss victory for Catherine de Bruyne, who picks up a gold in the 100 metres T53. Head back to the men's long jump and Dimitri Pavard with his fourth.
He's lying in the silver medal position at the moment, 6.97 in that second round. He's lying 1 3/4 metres behind our leader Marcus Raim, with another world record to his name. We've just seen Marco Kikechi, who's lying in the bronze medal position. He had a 6.72 in the second round. He's only just got out to 5.12, and there's a bit of extra raking needed, which means Pavard has a bit of extra waiting time. Lifetime best 7.25, but very little competition to his name so far. Yeah. If you can break 7 metres, that'll be a victory. Personally, all of itself. He's not that far off it. Much better technique that time. Remember, it was just going a bit wrong for him with his third round attempt, but in round 4, he's got into his stride a bit more, and hopefully that gets him a few more centimetres. Pavard, who won world silver in Dubai. At this stage, we thought we'd be looking forward to the next World Championships in Kobe, which is due to be around September, October. Instead, we're still looking forward to the Paralympics. Didn't use the board at all, so we'll give away around 30 centimetres there. So better technique in the air, but took off too early. And had he got those elements right, if he gets those two elements together, he's going over 7 metres. But he's just shy of 7 again. Stepping straight out of a classic film noir is Roberto De La Barbera. He's been winning major championship medals since the Worlds of 2002. Just waiting for that mark to come up. That's why La Barbera is still hanging on. Well, it's odd how he found himself on the runway, because it's not actually him due to go next. It's this man. Marcus Raim already launching out to 8.62, but there is a slight difficulty, which means that Pavard's mark is delayed a little bit. It's come up as a little bit better than his previous leading effort. As we go across to the women's and the F20.
Zatseva in first position, 13.29. That was her fourth just then. Well, she liked it, but it isn't as good. But she does stay in first position with the gold at the present, with that lifetime best.
We'll go to Juric in the men's shot put, the F55. That's a good one, heading towards the world record mark. I'll tell you, Dimitri Pavard jumped out 6.98, so he had improved by a centimetre in his previous best jump, but actually missed the board at the start. F55 seated throwing events, and 11 metres 80 puts him 27 centimetres away from gold. Marcus Raim has the gold in the long jump, there's no doubt about that. He's a new world record, only wants another, but he's landed a bit shy of 8.62's time. He's always one of the great headline acts. The question is never, will he win gold? But how much will he win it by, and how far will he go? That
incredible,
was
isn't it? Since 2012, all those major championships, gold in all of them.
7 meters 97, which would be good enough for gold on its own. For him, it's a disappointment.
Women's shot put F20. Miznik of Ukraine. .12.53 with her previous attempt. Well, that's better. 12.75. Puts her up a place. Season best. She's in 4th position, trailing her compatriot Shapinska, who 12.92 has a bronze medal place at the present time. This lady may want to have a little say herself. 12.45 her best so far for Korkmaz of Turkey. She wants to improve. 6th at the past 2 Europe Championships, her best. That her finest hour. So 11.40, she'll have 1 attempt left. Try and lift herself up to a medal position. Well, we love a bit of track action, especially when the world champ at a high level. Catherine de Bruyne showed us that a moment or two ago. She picked up the women's 100 metres T53 gold medal, championship record ratified for de Bruyne there, 17.26.
So Duric in the men's shot put at 55. Close to the gold, but not quite there yet. Getting closer to that world record line too. And the closer he gets to gold. All the throws coming at once though, so once he's done, he's done. It's a good set of marks, if only he could get another 20 or 30 centimetres, and then he'd be well pleased. .11.80 in the opening round, still his best. It's still around the same mark. It's cruel. Each of these coming so close. It's furthest last throw all season. As we go to Mantudi in the other shot put.
Her 5th attempt, 2nd position for Mantudi. Zetseva of Russia currently in the lead. Lifetime best for Zetseva of 13.29. That won't be troubling the scorers. Mantudi was given a foul. So 1 attempt left. She's 29 centimetres adrift of this lady. Alexandra Zetseva. Well, that world record mark of 14.10. There may be some way off it, but they're certainly giving it a good nudge. 12.97, just short of 13. No change. Lifetime best still remains in the gold medal position. Mantudi in 2nd, and Shapinska of Ukraine currently in the bronze medal position.
So the final of the men's 100 metres T53, the second strongest, nominally second fastest of the wheelchair racers. Some great names in this final. Nicolas Brignon, Pierre Fairbank of France. But they're in the outside lanes relatively. In lane 3, the 6 times European medalist. 4 silvers in Berlin 3 years ago for Nicolas Brignon. In lane 4, for Russia, the former European champion over 400 and 800, Vitaly Gritsenko. In lane 5, for Poland, first major championship for Samuel Kolle. He spent a lot of his time and has spent a lot of the last 10 years in England. And the other Frenchman in 6, the reigning European champion and 3-time world champion, Pierre Fairbank. 14 World Championship medals, which is a French record. Marie-Amélie Lefebvre has 12. So Brignon in 3, Gritsenko 4, Kolle 5, Fairbank 6. The final of the men's 100 metres, T53.
Set.
Away first time, good start by Gritsenko, good start by Fairbank, better start by Fairbank. And the Frenchman is gliding up now, and he's set to retain his European title. Pierre Fairbank looking very, very strong, and he's going to win it too. 15.48, it's a France 1-2. Fairbank wins it, Brignon is second, and Gritsenko gets the bronze for Russia. 15.48. It's quite a bit shy of his season's best, but still, it's a championship record. Beating the mark of Mickey Bushell in Swansea 7 years ago. That was 15.58. This is 15.48. And this is Pierre Fairbank winning another major European title. It's his 7th European crown, having started winning major titles at Sydney 2000. That was in the 200 metres, this the one. And as well as Gritsenko started, Fairbank was even better. And he kept it going, gliding on. Then Brignon came into his own. They're both from New Caledonia originally. But there's no new names at the top of the winners' rostrum. It is Fairbank and Brignon, the 1 and 2. Brignon now has 7 European Championship medals, none of them gold, and it's mainly due to this guy. Pierre Fairbank does it again. Another excellent success from the handy club Caledonian, and handy he definitely is. He was even the New Caledonian Sports Personality of the year in 2008. Pierre Fairbank gets the gold, championship record for France, ahead of Brignon of France in second, and Gritsenko of Russia gets the bronze. He can wallow in the glory once more.
Meanwhile, back in the field, Kolle continues. The women's shot put F20. Zetseva still leaves. Kege Venaki with a final attempt. The Greek, a lifetime best with a third of 12.57. But if she wants to get into the medals, she needs to find about 40 centimetres. Well, she certainly put it out there. But I think we can work out from her body language. There's no improvement. There it is, 12.16. So, despite her lifetime best, she's in 5th position. And Szpinska position. What can she do? Needs to get over 13. Well, she's happy with that. Solid throwing. Fist pump to boot. 13.22. So Shapinska moves up into the silver medal position. And Mantudi has now got to find something. And she won't have found enough. So with the last, Pinska looks like nabbed the silver medal. She was fourth, Pinska, in 2019 at the World Championships. This time she's picked up a silver. Mantudi will have the bronze. And Satseva has got absolutely nothing to lose. No improvement, but it isn't going to matter. So the 22-year-old wins women's shot put F20 final. Her best was finishing 7th 2 years ago in Dubai at the World Championships. She's now a European champion. Lifetime best is 13.29. And Shapinska has pinched silver from Mantudi. There's the confirmation of it. Satseva of Russia picks up the European Championship gold with a lifetime best. Shapinska of Ukraine with silver, and Mantudi with the last throw for Shapinska goes from the silver medal down into bronze. Back to the track we go. Men's 400 metres, T52 final. T54 being the strongest, T51 weakest of the category. So the T52 with some big names going in this one. Out in lane 8, Roger Habsch of Belgium, the 42-year-old, former hand cycler and para-triathlete. In lane 7, Switzerland, it's Fabian Blum. He was 5th back in Berlin in 2018. Thomas Gierspickler of Austria, who missed the 2019 World Championships through injury. I love his beard. Mario Trindade, silver in 2018, looking to go one better. Gold in the 100 metres in 2018 for the Portuguese. And here's a man who needs no introduction, Bydgoszcz. Bronze in 2018, a host of medals since 1998, 49 years of age, and 53-year-old Kęstutis of Lithuania. Silver at the Paralympic Games back in 2004 in Athens. In the 50-metre backstroke, that was. Former swimmer. So Skoukas in 3, Hirsch in 4, Trindade in 5, Gierspickler in 6, Blum in 7, and Roger Habsch goes in lane 8. And they get away. Gierspickler has the T52 European and Championship records, who goes from lane 6, and getting away really quickly there. Fabian Bloom is already up on the outside of Roger Hapsch, and he takes the lead as they go through the first 100 metres. And Gierspickler himself in lane 6 is really putting some work in. Inside him, 2 lanes across. Bydgoszcz, the 49-year-old, is always there or thereabouts, has now worked himself up into a very strong position in the black. All black there, and on the outside you can see Gierspickler with the beard. You can't miss it as those two come round to take it with about 200 metres to go, and they're neck and neck as they'll straighten up into the final 100 metres or so in a moment. So it's Bydgoszcz in first place, Thomas Gierspickler, who's in second of Austria, as they move around as Bosch takes the lead. 49 years of age and still going strong, but on the inside of him it's Kestutis Skukas, who's made a strong effort, but Gierspickler of Austria is pulling away. Bosch, he's not going to be able to hold with him. Gierspickler was taken, Bosch in second, and it's Skukas in third position. 1:07.48 is the time as they go across the line. So Thomas Gierspickler missed the 2019 World Championships through injury, as I mentioned. He's come back with a bang. 1:07.28. Bydgoszcz of Switzerland, 1:08.04, and doing mightily fine. It's the Lithuanian Kestutis Skukas, who got off to a very slow start, but he picked up the pace as they moved around the last 200 metres. On the outside here, you can see Fabian Blum just falls away when they get to around the 200 metre mark. You just see him struggling somewhat there to keep the momentum going on those wheels. No such problems for Gierspickler on the outside, and Bydgoszcz looked like, at that point, that Skukas may make a play for the gold medal. It wasn't to be. Thomas Gierspickler in that last 50 really put the big ones in, worked those arms. Bydgoszcz had to settle for the silver, and Skukas with the bronze medal. Austria 1, Switzerland 2, Lithuania 3. Well, Gierspickler he's got the beard, he's got the hair, he's also got the gold medal. Happy indeed, the Austrian. Congrats from Bydgoszcz for Thomas Gierspickler. He won gold in the T52, the 1500 metres in Athens in 2004. Heroes to Austrian skier, Urban Meyer. Says anything is possible for those who believe. Well, he believed, and he picked up a gold for it. Gierspickler takes the gold, Bydgoszcz with the silver, and Kestutis Skukas of Lithuania, with a season best for him, takes the bronze.
If only they could fill a discotheque. At the moment, Lithuanian team looking well attended. Decent sized team here as well, and helps to fill out the crowd, such as it is. Members of the public are not allowed in. Members of the media also not. Just a couple of photographers, TV crew. And no overseas commentators this time. Sola Barbera, we're in the final round of the long jump. 6:42 is best, and he's not come close to it outside of that. He has had some career. Well, if you weren't with us earlier, Marcus Raim smashing the world record, 8:62. La Barbera only getting past 6 meters once today, and maybe a second time, just so long as he gets a white flag. Well, he turned 54 in February, so he can now compete in the World Masters. And he's the 2018 World Champion in that, in the long jump. That's fine. He will get beyond 6 meters with that. 6:42 his best, 6:21 his last attempt, and he stays in 6th position. Bydgoszcz in 7th. Jean-Baptiste Delays next to go. Cordes is already last attempt, and he finishes in 5th spot. So we've got 4 left to jump. Marcus Rame leads by almost 2 meters. He's been that good today. So Alays, 6:53 in round 3, 6:52 in round 5. Can he finish off with his best of the day? Needed an extra 20 centimeters to get into the medals, but I don't think that'll be it. The bronze medalist in Berlin 3 years ago. He featured in the Rising Phoenix documentary, which is still watchable, which is still very watchable, which is a great insight into various para sports and the Paralympic movement. There's the best of the day, 6:59, but he stays in 4th. The final of the men's 400 metres, T20, with a new European and championship record holder for Great Britain. That being Colomba Blango of Shaftesbury, Barnet Harriers, Kwaku DiMaggio, De La Barbera Rodriguez, and his brother. It's a strong field. This is the intellectual category. Jonabel Rodriguez, European silver medalist in 2014. He is on the outside in lane 8. In 7 for Portugal. The reigning European champion over 400 and 800, Sandro Patricio Correa. In lane 6 for Great Britain from Shaftesbury Barnet Harriers. His first major championship, but he's a championship record holder now, Colomba Belonga. In lane 5 for Spain, silver in the 2015 World Championships, De La Barbera Rodriguez. In lane 4, the European silver medalist last time out in Berlin, Raffaella DiMaggio. In lane 3, for France, 5th in the 400 metres of the last Worlds in Dubai, Charles-Antoine Kouakou. For Russia, bronze in the 2016 European Championships and the 2015 Worlds, Artem Muratov. And in lane 1, for Portugal, bronze in the last Europeans of Berlin, Carlos Freitas. So Colomba Blango with the European and Championship record in his semi-final win. He's one of 3 not to have medalled at a major championship before. He can change that. So it's Freitas in 1, Muratov in 2, Kouakou in 3, DiMaggio 4, Rodriguez 5, Blanco 6, Correa Besa in 7, Jonabel Rodriguez in lane 8. The final of the men's 400 metres, T20. Away first time, solid start by Colomba Blanco in 6. How good it is a start, almost catching up and overtaking Correa Besa, who's the defending European champion. He's stormed past them already. Jonabel Rodriguez on the outside in 8, about to be overtaken by Blanco again. He started brilliantly, but here comes Kouakou fighting back for France. He looks in good form too. He's been a 48.5 man already this season. Blanco running 48.58 this morning. It's a big 3-way battle for the goal. It's Blanco in 6th, Martina in front. It's Kouakou in 2nd place for France. is a new European record. It's a new championship record as well. And it's a new star for Great Britain. Blango with a stormer. And the European record is now his. It's been rounded to 47.90, but all the same, that is a storming result. The fastest time in the world this year. Kouakou gets the silver, and Delibert Rodriguez gets the bronze for Spain. His brother outside of the medals this time. Well, what a start, what a first 100 metres by Colombo Blango. Way out in front, past Correa Bassa, the European champion who found himself well down this time in the T20. And Blango just kept on going, ran through in the final 20, and Correa Bassa recovered well for fourth spot, and can only hope for a mishap for the three ahead, his only chance of reclaiming another medal. Well, what a result. His coach Chris Saar and Shaftesbury Barnet Harriers have themselves another gem. As we round off the long jump, Chichetti, 6.72 for Italy. It's bronze at the very least. Needs to advance by just under 30 centimetres to leap up into second spot above Dimitri Pavard. And it's possible, but he's just fallen short of it. He's given it a very, very good go today. He finished fourth in Berlin 3 years ago, and this will be his first major championship medal. A superb outcome for this 22-year-old from Rome. And he didn't use the board very much, so that's about 20 centimetres at least given away. 6 metres, 63 is where he ends. So it's bronze for him, and it will be silver for Dimitri Pavard of France. Just as it was behind Rame in the last World Championships in Dubai 18 months ago. It's gone out to just shy of 7 metres, and it's just the combination of the two, be it the takeoff technique or the technique mid-air. If he can get both right, he's going beyond 7 metres. I think he was just shy of the board again, really. He gave away another tight margin. So it's official now. Marcus Rame is the champion, but frankly was official after a couple of rounds. Nobody else was able to get beyond 8. And closer to 9, Para Athletics history. Oh, that's 35 centimetres away from the plasticine. So you can add 35 on here to see how far he actually did travel. It won't count as much, of course, but 6.63. Well, you know what? I think a couple of times he'd have gone past 7 metres if he got just a couple of extra elements right. But the man who's always all right on the night and on the day and every day is Marcus Rame. 8.62 in the third round. It was a real sight to behold. And let's see if he can give us a victory lap to remember. Put everything into this last jump. I think there's a lot of people out there who'd like up long tonight. But he may well be deciding to skip his last attempt. Well, that 8.62 was just terrific. Well, it's a night where everybody wants to get their view of him. Colombo Blanco wins the men's 400 metres T20 for Great Britain, 47.90. Blanco the silver, 48.80, and Deliver Rodriguez the bronze, 48.98, a new lifetime best. Correa fourth for Portugal. Well, Chichetti for Italy has had the night of his career. Marcus Raim has as well. Another historic night for him. Well, the world record going into tonight, 8:48, and he came really close to it in round 2 with that 8:46, and absolutely blitzed it in round 3.
Time to head back to the track. Men's 100 metres T47. European and Championship record holder goes in this. Local favourite, Mikel de Rus. Perez Hernandez of Spain will go from lane 2, the former long jumper. So he'd have been happy with what he just saw out there from Marcus Raim. And next to him, there's another former long jumper, Nikita Kudakov of Russia, lifetime best of 11.24. He's fourth in the long jump, as a matter of fact, in 2019. Kolle from Bolton, studied law. Go from lane 4. Danis Sidaitis of Lithuania. Lithuania have had a pretty good day. Lifetime best of 11.08 for Sidaitis. Freelance photographer. Maybe he set up a camera for himself to take a few pictures. There is the man, Mikel de Rus. 10.72, his lifetime best. He has the European record, Doha in 2015, and in 2018, the championship record. Kasper Filso, best of 5th in Berlin in 2018 for him in major championships. And from Malta on the outside, Thomas Borg, 19-year-old with a shoulder injury, which finished his swimming career. So he moves to para-athletics. So Mikel de Rus, gold at the past 3 European championships in this event. He'll go from lane 6. So Perez Hernandez in 2, Kotikov in 3, Abedigun in 4, Sidaitis in 5, de Rus in 6, Filso in 7, and Borg will go in lane 8.
Set. Please, go back.
Well,
Stand there. Stand up.
wasn't a false start as such, that was just a slip.
Please. Line, please.
So Perez Hernandez should, on this occasion, be okay. Remember, in this category for the upper limbs affected by a limb deficiency and impaired muscle power, so I suspect that this will be a yellow, although I'm a little bit worried when I see the red come out. Which is always a shame when that happens, especially in a category such as this.
Lane 2, disqualification for fast start.
Well, the red has come out, so they've deemed it to be a disqualification offence. So Perez Hernandez won't be competing in the final on this occasion. So we're down to just 6.
On your
Lane
mark.
2 vacant. A disappointment for the young man. This just gets the nerves jangling a little bit more as well when there's been a disqualification.
Set.
Well, this time they get away, and Tarus gets away well. It's also on the inside, it's Kotikov, the Russian. And here's Mikhail Tarus, and Kotikov, who's going to get there first? It looks like Mikhail Tarus, Tarus is going to get it. It is Kotikov in second, and Great Britain's Abedigan has picked up the bronze medal. 11 seconds exactly into a slight headwind for Mikhail Tarus. Lifetime best for Kotikov. 8/100ths of a second further back. And Ola Abedigan, the man from Bolton, just north of Manchester, has picked up a bronze medal. So silver in 2014 for Abedigan. He's picked up a bronze this time, but that man, Mikhail Tarus, has made it 4 European Championship golds in a row. 14, 16, and 18. You can add 2021 to that. Shakes his head, he wasn't happy. In the end, it didn't matter too much. The colour's still the same, it's gold. So another gold medal, another medal of any description for Poland, who've had a pretty decent first day. So we head back to Rusty in the men's shot put F55.
Rusty leads 12:27 with his second round throw in this F55 men's shot put, the perennial champion. Bulgaria looks set for another title, going Rusty's way, the 4 times European champion. So good they named him twice.
There's confirmation of that men's 100 metres T47. Mikhail Tarus picking up the gold. Nikita Kotikov, who was 4th in the long jump back in 2019, he's picked up a silver in the 100 metres, and Ola Abedigan of Great Britain takes the bronze.
Bydgoszcz for Lithuania in the men's shot put at 55. 10:27 is best so far, which came in the previous round. Well, Rusty looks set for another crown. It's a decent attempt. It is Rusty's world record mark that you can see. 12:47. He holds the championship record as well from Berlin 3 years ago. Meters 09 for Bydgoszcz. Championship record for Rusty, breaking his Berlin mark. 12:27 is best. And only 20 centimeters off his world record. Bydgoszcz, a 10:68 throw in his career. He's already set the season's best in that 4th round. Again, it doesn't look as if he's improved his lot, and he will miss out on the medals. He's the reigning Paralympic world and European champion who is in control. Well, he's improved from his form from earlier this season. 10:33 rounds off with his best throw of the campaign. But only a handful of throws left as we go to the men's club throw. New combination F32, and this is Stephen Miller.
Stephen Miller, one of the captains of Great Britain for this event. Or championships, I should say. .32.91 his lifetime best. He's currently in first position with his opener of 29.21. As we await the result of his second throw. Different type of strength needed for the club throw when you're putting it back over your head. A lot of use of those back muscles as well. From Newcastle, Stephen Miller, up in the northeast England.
It's actually him who invented this technique of throwing over the shoulder.
Stewart. Belarus currently leads. Miroslav Slovakia in second position. So Skudia, third of the competitors to go. 5 altogether.
The final of the women's 100 metres, T63. Involving the reigning European and Paralympic champion Martina Caironi. So 5 in this final. Starting off in lane 3 for Switzerland, 4th in the last European final in Berlin in 2018, 5th in the last Worlds in Dubai, Sofia Gonzalez. In lane 4 for Spain, 6th in the long jump at the last Europeans of Berlin, Desiree Villa-Bagiela. Now lane 5 for Switzerland, she's been twice slalom standing 4th placer. She's a fine cross-country skier, Elena Krater. The reigning European and Paralympic champion, the former world champion for Italy, Martina Caironi, back in a major championship. And in lane 7 for Norway, 6th in the Europeans in Grosseto in 2016, Anselda De Lille. Caironi has won the 100 metres in the last 3 European championships. She's the championship record holder. Ambra Sabatini set a new world record in Dubai in February. So Gonzalez, Villa-Bagiela, Krater, Caironi, De Lille in the final, and Caironi's well ahead at the moment. Kratter in second place, who's made a mark in skiing, doing so in athletics now. But Martina Caironi, 4 times in a row, she's European champion over the 100 metres, 15.02. Kratter in second, and it looked to be Gonzalez in third. Well, she's back, and back with a bang. Tuning up well for Tokyo. Absolutely lifetime best for Kratter in second spot, who may end up being quite a big rival for her in this sport. And what a result too for Sophie Gonzalez. Couldn't quite break the 16 seconds, but Caironi looks in very good form and very well tuned. Got away strongly. That was a brilliant start by Caironi. Sometimes not always the case, but that was fabulous. All the way through, drove through brilliantly. This is very close to a championship record from 3 years ago, 1100s. We didn't get to see her in Dubai, unfortunately. A little bit of a mishap around that time. But Caironi back on top of the podium. And not a moment too soon. Caironi, Kratter and Gonzalez. The 1, 2, 3. Kratter and Gonzalez with their first major championship medals. Caironi's been here before. It was around the time of the last World Championships in Dubai. There was a soothing cream that had the wrong ingredients, so she had to sit out Dubai, out of athletics for 4 months, but right back in the big time and on top. Hang on, got to get the angle right. Well, they got their racing right. And De La making a second major championship final, did well for Norway, but couldn't force her way into the top 3. Martina Caironi, the European champion again. Elena Kratter, now a star in athletics. Switzerland, silver and bronze. Sofia Gonzalez in third. Lifetime best for Kratter and Villa Breg as well.
Well, as the rain comes down, ever so slightly, I can tell you, as we just pulled away from that Javelin F46 before, we were waiting for that result, the championship record was broken by Andreas Skuha of Lithuania. So he's currently in first position after the first round of throws. So Lithuania having a very good opening day. There he is, on cue. Championship record with his first. Some distance ahead, a good few meters. What can he come up with his second? Well, 46.38 for his first. The European record, some distance off, 53.58. Jörg Schiedek of Germany said that in Atlanta back in 1996, 44.30 then. So no improvement. Bakovic is currently in third position. The Croatian. Band are playing in the background. Certainly been a great atmosphere on day one, despite the fact there are no spectators in attendance. Those who are here as athletes have certainly made plenty of noise themselves. 41.81 for his first. He's going to come up for his second. 41.20, so not quite as good. Stays in third position. Romania's Barayan. If that music doesn't give you motivation, nothing will. Doesn't exactly look happy with it. .38.80, his lifetime best coming into this. Vasilovic. Has a good few meters to make up. What can the man from Minsk do? Well, his second was a good 4 meters shorter than his opener. ...2018 silver medalist in this event. Currently in the silver medal position again.
Results for the women's shot put F20 final up on the big screen.
Well, 43.93 is an improvement, so he's knocking up towards the 44 metre mark.
Yasinska of Ukraine, another personal best result, this time 13.22.
Sherezna of Slovakia.
Of Greece, winning third position. Season's best for Westwick.
Coming thick and fast now.
To find enough form to get herself a medal here in Bydgoszcz.
Złoty medal dla reprezentantki Rosji Aleksandry Zajcewej, 13 metrów, 29 centymetrów, rekord życiowy. Drugie miejsce reprezentantka Ukrainy.
Don't think that's going to trouble the scorers too much up near the top.
13 metrów, 22 centymetrów, rekord życiowy. Brązowy medal dla Konferencji.
27.11 is his best to date, but well behind. So Skuja with his third to reach the halfway point. Championship record with his first. A couple of metres adrift with his second. What can number 3 bring? Well, no issues with the release or the landing. For the 28-year-old. .46.19, so very consistent. As we head back to Vakovic.
Yeah, the Croat has gone out to 41.81 in the opening round, has him in the bronze medal position, and that came straight down. No satisfaction for Vakovic there. Released it well outside and immediately drew the foul. He's 4.5 meters away from our leader from Lithuania, Andreas Skuja. He's holding on by 5.5 meters to the bronze medal, because at the moment those behind him haven't troubled very much. And this is the man in fourth, Cyprian Barayan. Season's best of 36.45 in the opening round, and still needs to find pretty much exactly 5.5 meters on top of that in order to get into the top 3. does feel as if, in terms of the final positioning at least, he is as far as he can go today. 38.80 in his career, that's his lifetime best. Probably career-wise at the moment for a 25-year-old, big target to go past 40 metres. Just feels like he's internally left wanting a little bit. That was 34 and a bit.
The women's 100 metres T11 final. Libby Clegg with the European record. She's not here. One lady who is Yulia Pavlenko of the Ukraine, who goes from lane 3, who set a new championship record earlier on in her heat. Next to her, a lady who won gold in the 200 metres back in 2018. It's silver in this event, Leah Quintana. There is Yulia Pavlenko. Vyacheslav Ponka, her guide. And the lady who's a former paracyclist, bronze in 2014 and this, fourth in 2016, Ariella Didai. And in the outside, from France, Dalia Bouleglev. Personal best in the heat, took 0.72 of a second off her best time. That is some effort. So this, the complete visual impairment category. Eye patches, full face mask, tethered to the guide. And just to remind you, because we say it so many times in these events, the athlete has to cross the line first, or it's a disqualification. So it takes a little bit longer than normal to get themselves sorted, just to make sure the tether is in the correct position. Just hear the officials there. So Bill Quintana in 1, Pavlenko in 3, Didai in 5, Bouleglev in 7, and they get away with no problems at all. And it is the lady who set the championship record earlier, Pavlenko, in lane 3, who's got out to an early lead. Didai on the outside of her, but it's going to be Pavlenko who's going to take it. Didai is going to take second, and Bouleglev has come home with the bronze medal. Slight headwind, 13.30 seconds in that one. Is Pavlenko, who set the championship record earlier, who's picked up the gold medal, rounded up to 13.31 seconds for Yulia Pavlenko. Didai of Italy in 13.45 has taken a silver medal, and Bouleglev of France has picked up third place. Well, calls of see you tomorrow already. Let's finish today first. Yulia Pavlenko maybe didn't get away with the smoothest start, but had enough to hold on and hold off Didai. You hear the guy there talking to the athlete. Pavlenko across the line in front of her guide, Vyacheslav Ponka. So shouldn't be any issues with that. Confirmation of Pavlenko with the gold. Didai of Italy picking up silver, and Bouleglev of France coming home in third place, with Bill Quintana at the back.
So we have another long jump final to come. The thrills of Marcus Rame earlier. Hope you enjoyed that. This is T38. Coordination impairment. The least impaired of the standing categories, but obviously still quite a bit. David Budoyan of Russia, Enes Sahin of Turkey, David Kavtaradze of Georgia, Ketai Chinchagov, silver in the last World Championships, Nikita Senik, the 4 times European champion for Ukraine. Andrei Poroshin for Russia, 6:12 is lifetime best, and Musa Tambadou of France rounding off the field. They usually have great kit, and they do again this time. Nikita Senik is the championship record holder when he took the gold last time out in Berlin of 6 meters 25. Senik's lifetime best 6:39. Won 3 gold in Swansea in 2014, the long jump, the 100, the 200. Gold in the long jump last time, and 2 silvers. Senik will be the 5th to go of the 7. Well, that's heading out beyond 6 meters straight away for David Bedoyan, his first major championship. So that world record is 7 meters 13 by Hu Jianwen in those Worlds in Doha in 2015. Everybody in this is a T38. There are no guests from other divisions in here. Well, that's heading out for a lifetime best, I think, for him. It was a 5:31 man going into that. That's around 6 meters. And that is a lifetime best for David Bedoyan as Enes Sahin comes next. 6:06 that lifetime best for Bedoyan. Enes Sahin. His lifetime best is a bit shorter than that. He won gold in the Grosseto Grand Prix in 2019. He's on the track as well. He finished down the field in the Worlds. I always mean to say last year, and more or less it was last year because life's been on pause for so long for so many. The end of 2019, he finished 16th overall, but he was 6th in the Universal Relay for Turkey. Now, 4:91 is his lifetime best. So his main aim is to get beyond 5 meters. That's 4:21. He knows he can go further. 4:91 is his top mark. But obviously it is coordination impairment. And there will be times when the body just says no. David Kaptaradze of Georgia, silver in the long jump in Berlin. Based in Tbilisi, coached by David Ilariani. 6:12 is lifetime best. The lead at the moment is 6 centimeters short of that. And there is only 7 in this final, so they'll go through this pretty quickly. Oh, use the board well. Heading out towards 6 meters. Well, there's no change of format here. Everybody gets their full 6 attempts. Which I think most people will say is the way it should be. That's gone down as a no jump, actually. Well, I don't know if he scrubbed the plasticine. I thought he used the board quite well. But it's a great big fat red X against him. Bedoyan remains our leader as we await the silver medalist from the Worlds in Dubai, Ketag Chinchagov.
Kinchigov off for his opener. That looked like a foul straight away. Looked like he went way over the board. Still young at 23 years of age, Kinchigov. plenty of time in front of him. There's the confirmation that he went way over the board. Got plenty of work to do to try and redeem himself. Yasinska of Ukraine. Settles himself. The man from Dnipro. That's up over the 6 metre mark. Bronze medalist in the World Championships in London back in 2017. He's defending champion in this one. And he won it back in 2014 as well. So he's got some form. You see that world record mark out there. Well, 6:26 is his first mark, and it's a new championship record. So Yasinska, with his opener, has taken a championship record. So looking like he's well on his way to defending his title. As we head back to the men's javelin throw F46 and Stewart, who's in first place.
Yeah, it's his penultimate round throw, 46.68. Heading out towards the centre circle. I have to say about that Yasinska effort, by the way, he looked immensely close to the plasticine for me, but he just got away with it.
That's all you need to do.
So Stewart improves his lot, 47 metres 84. As we head for the final of the men's 100 metres, T54. I hope you've made your cuppers, because here comes the flying Finn. Leo-Pekka Tarti, the 17 times major champion, the 8 times European champion. Kenny Van Riegel, Issa Pekka Matela, Nathan Maguire in a strong field. So for the Netherlands, a man actually discovered by Kenny Van Riegel, Rens van der Waterlaat, 6th in the 100 metres final in Berlin in 2018, also has played a wheelchair hockey in his time. He's in 1. In 2 for Austria, the former double World Junior Champion in 2017 over 815, Ludwig Moulton. In lane 3 for Finland, the 8 times European champion, 5-time Paralympic champion, Leo-Pekka Tarti. Alongside him, the Flying Dutchman in 4 for the Netherlands, the twice Paralympic, 3 times European, 4-time World Champion Kenny Van Riegel. In lane 5 for Russia, the 7 times medalist at the 2016 Europeans in Grosseto, Alexei Bydgoszcz. In lane 6 for Finland, 5th in the 100 metres at the Swansea Europeans in 2014, Issa-Pekka Matila. In lane 7 for Great Britain, gold in the Universal Relay, bronze in the 1, the 2 and the 8 in Berlin 3 years ago, Nathan Maguire. And in lane 8 for Sweden, 4th in the 100 metres in the Euros in Berlin in 2018, Nicholas Almers. So Van der Waterlaat in 1, Malta 2, Tarti 3, Van Riegel 4, Bydgoszcz 5, Matila 6, Maguire 7, Nicholas Almers of Sweden in lane 8. The final of the men's 100 metres, T54. Away first time, great start by Almers in 8 again, but Tarti keeps on coming. Gliding clear, he's got Van Riegel left in his wake, and here comes Matila as well. It's going to be a Finland 1, maybe a 1 and 3. Tarti does it again, a 9-time European champion. Kenny Van Riegel gets the silver for the Netherlands. And Matila, the bronze for Finland. 13.95 the winning time, not far off his championship record from 3 years ago, not far off his world record from London 2012, and he's now an 18-time major champion for Finland. The Flying Finn as we go to the flying Lithuanian.
Final throw for Skouya. He's had some competition, Andreas Skouya. Twice broken the championship record. 47.84 it stands at the moment. His last one hasn't improved. 45.98. So, gold for Andreas Skouya of Lithuania with a new championship record. Vasilovic in second. From Belarus and Croatia's Luka Bakovic taking the bronze medal with a best of 43.82. Confirmation of that then. Skouya with the championship record. Vasilovic, silver. Bakovic, third. Moran fourth. And Zhrezna in fifth position.
Leo Pekatati. Star continues to rise. Well, his successes, and not just his, the likes of Amanda Kataja as well, means that Finland have live TV coverage of para-sport events these days, para-athletics. And he is a powerful para-athlete. And you know what? Matilda was really close to that silver medal. But Kenny Van Riegel holding him off. He is now an 11-time European Championship medalist. Leo Pekatati has 12 European medals, but nearly all of them are gold. He's just got the power, and lots of it. Leo Pekatati wins. 13.95 seconds. Van Riegel the silver for the Netherlands. Matilda the bronze for Finland. Van der Waterland in fourth. Nathan Maguire in fifth. So Dutch second and fourth in that. As we return to the long jump, and Kavtaradze for Georgia, previous silver medalist in Berlin.
So Mikita Senik leads. A few centimetres to spare there. Senik leads with that championship record from his opening jump. 6:26. Some jump to start with. Pretty good use of the board there by Kavtaradze of Georgia. Foul with his first. Has some ground to make up. As Kinchigov waits. Kinchigov also with a foul with his opening jump. F41 will be getting underway very shortly indeed. coming thick and fast. Nico Kappel, lifetime best of 14.30, European record set last year in the middle of the year in July. Kieran Duke, always there or thereabouts. Back to field this one, Bartosz Szybowski of Poland. Can't get enough of those Lithuanian tracksuits, can we? Malshukas. And Spain's Jimenez Alonso. Rounding out the 5 in the field.
Nico Kappel is now with the VfB Stuttgart club. The reigning Paralympic champion. He'll be a prime favourite for this. The European record is his, set in Bad Ball, July last year. One of the first Paralympics events of T20. Back to the club throw, Michał Socha of Poland. 24.51 his previous round, bringing him up to 4th spot and in contention for the medals, but not that far away from it. It's only about a metre shy. Chingakov of Russia.
Still waits. I can tell you why we're waiting too. We're waiting for a jump that still hasn't come up. Well, it did eventually. Kaftaradze, which put him into 3rd position. So they wait in the long jump. They don't wait in the men's shot put F41. Nico Kappel already out to the lead with the opening throw.
Our first 2 throws in this are also powerlifters. There's major world championships coming up at the end of the year in Eger in Hungary, and obviously Tokyo 2020 on the horizon as well. As well as the shot here and Tokyo. He's not happy with that at all. That world record line belongs to Bobby-John Omanov of Uzbekistan, set in the FASA Grand Prix in Dubai in February. Kappel's European record was the world record, edged out by a centimetre by Omanov. It had been held as a world record for 7 months. Duke, 11.46. He's in the silver medal position.
So the women's 100 metres T54 final. Amanda Kataya and Tatiana McFadden, the 2 record holders in the championship and the world. Not here, obviously. But a final packed full of potential. And winners as well. First major championship for Melanie Woods, the Red Star Athletics Club in Glasgow. Alexandra Helbing, we know her well, bronze in this in 2018 and 2016. Sabina Subageci, also known as being around gold in 2016 in the Paris, gold in the 200 in 2018 in Berlin. Menya, 16 years of age, her first major championship for the young German. Likewise, next to her, Switzerland's Alicia Messinelli, her first major championship turning 21 later this year. Kolle of Belgium. Switched from wheelchair basketball when she was 15. And Lisa Schultes, who took up wheelchair racing aged at 8. This is her first championship as well. So there's experience and there's inexperience. Sometimes being young and inexperienced can help quite a lot. T54, fastest of the wheelchair categories. They get away with no problems at all, but it is the Turkish athlete Supergaci who gets away quickest of all, but also out there by Kolle in lane 7, but it's Supergaci who has won out with a couple of legs. Leads Supergaci outside of third, Menya, the youngster, and Supergaci. Menya's going to come through a second, and also out wide looks like Kolle has picked up the bronze medal, but it is a championship record for Supergaci in 16.83 seconds. Menya, 17.16, takes up the silver. And it looked as if Leah Kolle of Belgium, she has picked up a season best in 17.46. But Sabeda Supergaci, gold in 2016, gold in the 200 in 2018 in Berlin. She's picked up another gold medal here in Bydgoszcz in Poland. Got out to a very quick start and she raced away in that first 30 or 40 metres where she really stuck it to the opposition, and by there she was already a length and a half ahead and she held on for the win. And Merle Marie Menya of Germany, 16 years of age, has picked up a silver medal at her first major championships. I said there was inexperience in there. Two of them have come away with medals, silver and bronze, but someone with experience has picked up the gold. Sabeda Supergaci. So back now to the club throw after a championship record. F32 category.
Service going well into the prime spot for the Czech Republic. 32.11 is best to date. Well, suddenly Miller, who was in the bronze medal position for Britain, has found himself knocked down into fourth. Serbis, 31.93 would have been good enough for gold. 3 of his 4 throws so far would have been. That's another belter. Well, that's heading towards the world record line. He's found the right form at the right time. He's a 34.01 thrower. He's come close to that form this evening. He is in ace form. Well, service 34.31. That is lifetime territory. It's the best throw of his career. I make that a championship record as well, by the way. Beating Frolov of Russia in Swansea 7 years ago. 34.31. Well, that's a winning throw in anybody's. 37.19 is that yellow world record line. He is loving this. He is having the time of his life. He is having the night of his career, definitely. He's never been a major championship gold medalist. He's on the brink of it now, and he knows he is. He's on the way to glory, ready to be European champion for the first time. 5th and 6th in his previous European Championships, silver in the discus in 2011 in the Worlds. And here is Sahin in the long jump.
3rd attempt, 7th position. Sahin is going to have to pull something out. That won't be what he was looking for. So 4:21, 4:17. Unlikely that's going to lift him any higher. Only been competing for 2 years. Yep. Distance-wise, it was no good, but also he went way over. So Captarazzi of Georgia back to the fold. Not impossible, but difficult. A foul, 587. That isn't going to be any improvement, though. Difficult after a big world record earlier for Marcus Rahm. All of a sudden, there seems to be there's a deflation of sorts. So it needs someone to try and lift it back up, way short of the board as well. So Captarazzi, coach just giving him a few pointers. .553, certainly plenty of work to do. Plenty of centimetres to be gained too, up to the board. Lost a good 30 centimetres or so. Men's shot put, F41, 2nd place. Tchaikovsky of Poland. Well, it's way out there. I just couldn't see whether he actually fouled outside the circle. If he didn't, he did remarkably well. Well, 13:51, it's a season best for Tchaikovsky. So he's 15 centimetres ahead of Nico Capel in 1st place. As Valchukas steps up for his next attempt. 9:33 with his first. No improvement for the Lithuanians, so he remains some distance back, a good 3 metres and 35 centimetres. Kieran Duke. Jimenez Alonso, a foul with his opener. They're certainly racing through.
has the curiosity of being one of those born on the 29th of February in 2000.
So when you're 28, you're 87.
No change to that long jump, by the way. There have been a few fouls in the third round, so it's as you were there, no longer as you were here. Nico Kappel has fallen down to second place, the Paralympic champion. Knocked down by the reigning European and the former world champion, Discus. 13:36 in round 2. World champion previously in 2017. He's never been European champion. Well, that's a good one. But is it an improvement? It's not. It was close to being his best, 13:27 in round 2. So Discus, Kappel and Duke, who going into it pretty much were the 3 best in the field, they are the ones who find themselves in the top 3. $12.68 in round 2, 11.46 in round 1. That was some improvement. Is there an equal one coming here for the Welshman from Cwmbran? Maybe, just maybe. That's knocking around Nico Kappel territory, certainly. He is a 14.19 throw in his career, and that's not far off the world record. As it currently stands, only 12 centimetres off that. 13.39, he stays third, and now he's second. Discus, our leader, 13.51 in round 2. And that getting closer to the world record line. He is the championship record holder for when he took gold 3 years ago with that 14.04. And he's banging on the door of it, but not quite getting through. $13.37 is no improvement, but he stays in front by 12 centimetres. At least the rain stayed off largely. For the evening session, it was a bit torrential in the morning. When they announced Bydgoszcz for this, we were thinking, yeah, this will be great because there's potential. Being a major athletics nation, they get large crowds for the big events on the indoor tour, the Orland Cup, the Copernicus Cup. In Torun, Sopot having hosted a European indoors, a world indoors previously. But then we thought we'd have had the Paralympic Games last year as well, so, you know, things happen. Very successful morning for Poland with 3 golds. There is one final track event on, just coming up shortly. The final of the women's 1500 meters T13, the category of least visual impairment of the 3, and going in this, the defending European champion from Ireland. 6 in the final. There are 3 T12s in this, and they have the option of going with guides if they want, and one of them has done so. So for Russia in lane 6, the 2016 European champion, the former marathon world champion, Elena Pautova. Former Paralympic champion as well on the double. In lane 5 for Turkey with a guide, bronze in the IBSA World Championships in 2015, Sevda Kilinc with her guide. Next up for Spain, silver in the 1500 metres in the last Europeans is Askun Osesoyukar. Next up for Turkey, bronze in the 1500 metres in the last Europeans in Berlin, Asli Adali. For Russia, gold in the 4x1 in the Europeans in Grosseto in 2016, bronze in the 4 in 2014 in Swansea, Veronika Zitova. And on the inside, the defending champion for Ireland, Greta Strait-Mikita. Fourth in the Paralympic Games in Rio, fourth in the Worlds in London, bronze in Grosseto in 2016. And then she got the gold in Berlin. So Strait-Mikita, Zitova, Adali, Osesoyukar, Kilinc, Sirikoglu alongside her guide Okan Yilmaz and Elena Petova are the 6 in this final, and Greta Strait-Mikita out in front straight away. Knows no better way of running with DCU and Clonmel Harriers and the Dublin Track Club. So it keeps her busy in training. She's keeping the rest busy straight away. And now we do have a Dan Bourne. She lives in Dublin. So hey, it's typical Dublin weather. She leads. Osesoyukar in second place. Kilinc, Sirikoglu, who we've already seen in 400 action earlier today and winning. She's in third spot. Adali behind that. Petova right at the back. But Greta Strait-Mikita is looking solid right at the front. She's precisely where she wants to be with 3 laps to go.
Indeed she is, Strait-Mikita. It's just interesting, isn't it? Some of the athletes putting their heads to the side because the rain was coming down so hard as they were coming down the straight there. You can just see those pictures there. It is absolutely chucking it down now. Strait-Mikita though, out in front. It is Osesoyukar who's in second, and the athlete with the guide, Kilinc Kiroglu of Turkey, is in third position. So Strait-Mikita still leads. They're spread out somewhat at the moment. She's coming down to around 200 metres remaining in this lap, and then they'll have a couple left to go. But there's the sole athlete with the guy from Turkey, I should say, Sevda Kilinc Kiroglu, who's in second position, just working up there behind Strait-Mikita of Ireland, who's trying to defend that title. So Strait-Mikita leads. It's Turkey in second. It's Spain through Osesoyukar, who's in third position. Then the Russian is also in there in Zitova, who's looking very strong as he moves past the Spaniard up into third position. Is there going to be a potential speed on down the back straight coming up in the next couple of minutes? Petova of Russia also working hard there down the outside. She now moves up into fourth position herself along with her fellow Russian Zitova. So Strait-Mikita around 5 metres out in front of the Spaniard in Kilinc Kiroglu, sorry, the Turk, and the Spaniard who's dropped way off back there now. She's in a bit of trouble. Here's Osesoyukar, who's looking pretty good for the first 800 metres or so. So it's Ireland who leads through Strait-Mikita down the home straight. The rain still teeming down. It's just come in as the athletes have come out for this race. Unfortunately for them, it could have held off for another 5 minutes or so, but it's character building, and it's certainly character building for Strait-Mikita because she's opened up a lead now of around 15 to 20 metres, and she's looking very, very strong indeed. As she comes around, she's got around 500 metres to go. And Strait-Mikita moves into the final 100 metres before she'll take the bell for the final 400 metres. Strait-Mikita in front. It's Turkey in second through Kilinc Kiroglu. And it is Russia through Petova, who's up in third position at the present time, followed by Zitova and Osesoyukar.
And here's the bell that is going to Strait-Mikita taking it for Ireland, the defending European champion from Berlin 3 years ago. That was in the warm heat. It's in the rain of Bydgoszcz tonight, and she is well clear, and the rest are all tightly bunched behind her. There's been a big, big move. Zitova trying to push up into second place. A fight back from Osesoyukar. The main battle right now is for silver and bronze. Greta Strait-Mikita is well clear on the back straight, looking very comfortable despite the inclement conditions in Bydgoszcz, and the advantage is strong. She's paced us brilliantly once more. She's got a major advantage of 15 to 20 metres, if not greater than that. looking very, very smooth. She's got this one down to a T. Partova's moved up into second place. But Strain Makita looking very, very comfortable. That gap is tightening a bit. Osasayuka of Spain is closing the gap rapidly. Strain Makita may not be aware of that. Osasayuka is still going up in second place, but Strain Makita's just got enough. She'll defend her title. It's gold for Ireland again. Strain Makita takes it. Osasayuka gets the silver for Spain. It is Russian bronze. Looks to be Veronika Satova. 4:39.28, the winning time, and a European record. She breaks her own mark. It's a championship record as well, and another gold for Greta Strain Makita. 4:39.27. Osasayuka in second spot, and the margin just over a second in the end. Well, she had to sprint a little bit. Satova did indeed get the bronze medal, but she was well clear at one stage with half a lap to go. Adali coming in sixth spot, but you have to appreciate what Greta Strain Makita's done there, because it was like 4 seasons in one race. It was quite warm earlier, not so much now. Coached by Emma Fitzpatrick, Phelan Kelly, Eamon Flanagan for the strength and conditioning. Osas Ayuka with another 20 metres would have had a lot of extra belief, but Strain Makita just had enough of a lead with 200 to go to stay clear and retain her European title for Ireland. But what a battle for second spot. Veronika Satova going clear of Kilinic, who found herself in third spot and then fell all the way back. Satova broke late. It is T13. There is a lot of visual impairment involved, and if you let the athletes go too far ahead, well, they go out of your vision. Strain Makita had Osasayuka come back at her, but she's the champion again. 4:39.27, her new European and championship record. It's an ace performance. It's another great victory. Great weather, not so much.
As we head back to the F41 shot put, and Nico Capel, his 5th attempt, he's in 3rd position. Somewhere that he wouldn't have seen too often. These conditions aren't going to be helping. So no improvement. 13:36 still his best. There's only 15 centimetres separating the top 3. Duke of Great Britain 3 centimetres further along than Capel. They try and get rid of some of that water in the circle. Sikowski with a season best for Poland in 1st position at the present time, with the gold medal looking like it's going around his neck, but what can Duke and then the rest have to say in the last? They throw again. Look at that water. No messing around from Duke. So that's out there. He's been around for a while. He's a seasoned campaigner, is the 28-year-old. But at the moment, he's looking like equaling that silver medal he got back in Swan. He's in 2nd position. Here's the man who's ahead of him. Tchaikovsky. Season best already for him, 13:51. He has thrown a lot further. Tchaikovsky's championship record from Berlin in 2018, that's a red flag, it's 14:04. But in these conditions, trying to throw any further at the moment might prove a little fruitless.
So Greta Strejmer-Kita with a new European record and championship record. Gold for Ireland, 4:39.27. Osa Sayuka, the silver for Spain, and Veronika Satova, the bronze for Russia. Lifetime best, 3 of the top 4.
Back to the shot.
Jimenez Alonso.
Jimenez Alonso. 7.96 is best. This is final attempt. Same way behind those in front of him, all 4 of them. So he'll round up the field. Getting a few pointers off Duke. 7.54, so Jimenez Alonso doesn't improve on his penultimate, so 7.96 is best. Bydgoszcz might be stretching it somewhat to say that he can get up near Capel in the bronze medal position. He's almost 4 meters short of that. Officials working overtime with those brooms to get rid of the excess water. Lithuania athletes look on. Bydgoszcz will finish in 4th position. As Nico Capel, he'd need 4 centimetres to go past Great Britain's Duke. Reigning Paralympic champion. Silver medalist from Berlin 3 years ago. World champion in 2017, silver in 2019. Would be bronze, silver or gold here. So the man who competes out of Stuttgart in Germany these days isn't going to be taking home gold or silver. He's going to have to settle for the bronze medal. So there's only one other person who can claim a gold. That's this man. Well, he's put plenty into it. But it's fair to say he's going to have to settle for silver yet again, like he did 7 years ago. So close again, yet so far. No improvement. So Shipkovsky, regardless of what happens in his last, looks like he might have said he's had enough. A season best already. just soaking it in, realising he is European champion. He takes the plaudits. Bartosz Siekowski. Retains his European Championship, which is now 2014, 2018 and now 2021. To go with his lone World Championship, or second World Championship I should say, in 2015 after winning in 2013. There he is. Not without controversy along the way. He was withdrawn from those 2017 World Championships in London after testing positive for a banned substance. Banned for 8 months by the Polish anti-doping agency, but he returned in 2018. And he's picked up another gold medal. Season best, 13.51 metres. The men's shot put F41 final for Poland's Bartosz Siekowski. So Siekowski takes gold, Duke with silver, Kappel with the bronze.
Well, continuing on with the long jump. T38, we're in the penultimate round now, and it's as you were at the top. Ketai Chinchagov of Russia leading. That championship record is 6:41 in the second round. Nikita Senik of Ukraine, the perennial champion, in second with 6:38 for Ukraine. And Andrei Poroshin of Russia in third with a lifetime best of 6 meters 19. He's only 6 centimeters ahead of the previous leader from round one, David Buduin of Russia with a lifetime best of 6:13. Now, what's come up for Tambadou is 384 for his fifth round attempt, but this is his fifth round attempt coming. There's been a little glitch that'll have to be raked out. And he's there looking at the scoreboard saying, hang on a sec, I didn't do that. So we'll have to wait for that to be cleared. Enes Shaheen is in 7th spot. Tambadou's in 6th right now with 5:44. He's just going to have to wait for that erroneous mark to be scrubbed. Kavatarta is next to go, and he's being told it's his go, but Tambadou hasn't had his fifth round attempt yet. I think the problem is quite obvious. Kavatarta has had a look and he says, oh, well, my name's up in lights. It's time for me to go, but it's not. Tambadou is still waiting, and obviously whoever has been making the raking has triggered the fifth round mark for Tambadou. Now I hope Kavatarta has pointed that out and isn't trying to skip the queue. The fact that Kavatarata's name is up and Tambadou knows it's his turn, but I'm not sure if he knows that the 384 has come up against him. Kavatarata has realised the problem. That's just about everything else wrapped up tonight. the scene should be quite obvious. The fact that Tambadou is the one waiting. It is he who should be going. It is his turn, not the man on the left. Well, it gets better. Tambadou now has had a 4:37 registered against him. And again, it's not him. He's been miles away from the scene of the crime. Well, the way it's going, Carlo Ancelotti is going to be appointed as Real Madrid boss. That's happened tonight, and he'll be sacked by the time this jump happens. But Marcus Raim earlier in the T64, it was an absolutely awesome attempt. They all were, frankly. His second round was 8:46, so went within 2 centimetres of his world record from Berlin. And the last Europeans, where he almost leapt outside of the pit in the Mara Stadium. Well, I think what's going to happen is, well, Sahin is being... Yeah, Sahin, that was his last attempt, which was 384. So his name has come up, and he's wondering, oh, is it my turn? But I think that's just to go back in time and show that was the last successful attempt, and to make it clear to Tambadou and the rest that we're resetting. Either that or... I don't think Sahin has been asked to jump again. Anyway, Raim in that third round, 8:62. It was absolutely blistering. And he has qualified for a couple of championships on the IAAF circuit, but wasn't allowed to compete. Big story of a few years ago, but Raim continues to be a big story. Now, I think we're ready for Tambadou. They've cleared the previous mark, and Tambadou is ready to go. How much he's been in the spotlight in the last 10 minutes. 5:44 is best, 5:43 in the previous round. A couple of no jumps along the way as well. Maybe a bit of water's got into the system. Ready to go. So Tambadou needs to add a metre on Franklin to get near the medals. And after all that waiting and all that time to produce the perfect jump, hasn't. Ooh la la. It's just all that waiting. He stays in sixth spot. Just had the stride pattern wrong and just didn't take off. So he's got one more attempt to come. Kavtaradze with his penultimate try. 5:87 is best so far. He started with a no jump. The wind has not been strong tonight. It hasn't fluctuated one way or the other very much at all for any of the attempts or in any of the races. I don't think we've had a windy race yet. So it stayed calm that way. But the weather has got a bit damp since. Well, 5 meters 80 for him. Second best attempt of the night. So the top 4 made up of 3 from Russia, 1 from Ukraine, and it's hard to see those 4 being bunched. The order may change, so there's only 28 centimetres between fourth and first, but those in third and fourth have set lifetime best. Then to add another 20 centimetres on, Buduan goes beyond 6 metres. He's had 2 no jumps so far. That's one way of getting out of the sand, and that's another no jump. Not by a lot. Ooh, not by much at all, but enough. And there is a plan for the plasticine to go straight up from now on instead of angled, which means probably even more fouls. Well, certainly in the World Athletics circuit. As for World Paralympics, wait and see. So, 3 to go in this round. 2 from Russia, 1 from Ukraine. Can Senik get into the lead?
Well, let's see. Poroshin, the second of those who are in the top 4. 22 centimetres away from that championship record mark set by Kinchigov. Off he goes. That's out over the 6 metre mark. It's not going to be enough for what he needs to get anywhere near. Pretty good on the board. Just not the distance. Tough conditions as well. Get that sand sticking to you as well when it gets wet in that pit. So 6:06 for Poroshin. Well, Senik, when he jumped 6:38 after his second one, must have thought he was doing pretty well. Kinchigov fouled his first, fouled his third, but his second in between made this man be relegated to second place. So penultimate jump for the Ukraine. Well, he's towed that board. He's got tight to it. Pretty good. A few centimetres shy. He's well up over the 6 metre mark. Don't think he's going to get up there to that 6:41 though. Man, he did hold the championship record prior to Kinchigov taking it, 6:30, so still 3 centimetres adrift. Kinchigov has 2 jumps left. Everyone else has 1. So here is Kinchigov with his second to last. Not too dissimilar to his last jump, what it looked like. Good pace, decent use of the board. .637, so he's second best on his second last jump. as we move into the final round. First up, it'll be Sahin. That gives you an idea of the rain falling. Men's club throw, F32. That's fairly big. Fairly big indeed.
He's looked on the way to glory all night, Serbus. It's the run of throws of his life, there's not much doubt about that. And he looks good on the way to gold for the Czech Republic. He has never been a major champion before, and he's been big in Boccia for a long time. He's been a medal winner in previous years in athletics. A couple of silvers, and this is heading for the best result of his sporting life. Look at that!
And it's a championship
34-31.
record.
And Serbus wins it. 34-31, the new championship record. Michał Socha, the silver for Poland, and Athanasios Konstantinidis, the bronze for Greece. Stephen Miller fourth for Great Britain. Here's Tambadou.
Tambadou. 6 jumps left, including this one. This Tambadou's last, and this is fourth bow.
It's been happening a bit, hasn't it?
Each time, especially the last two, Tambadou has lost the run-up complete. Don't know whether we put it down to the wet conditions or down to just not getting that run-up in the right position. As it stands, he'll finish in 6th position. David Kaptaradze of Georgia next up. No messing around from Kaptaradze. He spent too long waiting around earlier. Punches a fist into the sand. He's not happy with that one. He had a lot of ground to make up. 32 centimetres if he wanted up to the bronze medal position. Just hasn't happened for him. So 16 for Bedoyan. Three fouls already. Is this one going to be legal? Well short of the board. Up around the 6 metre mark. Just under. He's lost a good, well, he's lost a good 15 or 20 centimetres there. Just with the takeoff. .592 it is. Bedoyan misses out, so we know who the top three are going to be. Question now is, what order are they going to be in? We know 2 Russians are going to be there and 1 Ukrainian. Poroshin to go first. And Poroshin has done exactly what Tambadou did earlier, just run straight through the board. Lost his run up, lost his composure, lost his chance. And then there were 2. The joys of winning, but the joys of having to wait for everyone else to go first. And it's happened numerous times before where someone's pipped someone in the very last jump. Can Mikita Senik do that? He's seen his championship record go. Is he going to see the gold medal go? That was edgy. I think that might be a foul. If he did get a white flag, well, it wasn't too bad. I thought it was closer up than that. He actually had a bit more to work with. Still looks like he might fall short though. He put everything into it. If he could have got those last few centimetres. 3 centimetres the difference he has to make up. There's absolutely teams down.
Now, if you look very closely behind the main stand, there's a little arc beginning to float behind there, where we're catching that taxi in a few minutes.
Well, here he is. No pressure at all, because Senik didn't improve on his mark. So Kinchigov, he's set the championship record. He's given it everything in his last. And the man who picked up silver at the World Championships in 2019 is going to claim a European Championship gold. That doesn't matter. He's miles over. It's a foul. But he's still taking the gold medal. You saw his coach, Gerchikugov. Happy days for the man from Russia. 3 fouls, but it doesn't matter. 6:41, a new championship record for Kinchigov of Russia. Studying international trade, he's picked up an international gold medal.
And he
It's
won't
dark,
trade it for
gloomy,
anyone.
it's wet. He won't. There it is then, the championship record for Kitag Kinchigov. Russia picking up a gold and bronze Poroshin there, and in amongst it, the man who did hold the championship record, Mikita Senik, has to settle for silver this time.
Well, it was very wet for the morning session, and we'd gotten away with it for so long in Bydgoszcz tonight, but it started coming down, and with a real vengeance. So what a day it's been. I mean, we've had, 29 gold medals decided today. It has been an immense day of action. And there's 200 odd titles being decided throughout the week. Poland had a brilliant opening day, 3 gold medals in the morning. It's live on Polish TV as well throughout the week, plus their nightly summaries. So we're back again at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, Central European time. That's 9 o'clock UK and Ireland, 8 a.m. 0800 GMT for more of the same. That'll be day 2, but it's been a spectacular opening day of these World Para Athletics European Championships. Now we're all off to dry off
Bye for now.